Hello everyone, this is DInfinityX. I am continuing on building my mountain. I know I said I was going to work on, oh that's unfortunate. I was going to continue working on that new idea I have for those reloadable shulker boxes. And I'm going to do that, and that's going to be towards the end part of this video. The problem is I still have to gather a ton of resources for that. So I think I'm going to do the survival one first. I am being intently followed by a creeper here. Um, the main thing I wanted to talk about to start this all off is that I decided to go very far out this way. We need to cut back this way. I want to show off how I've kind of changed up doing the mountain. So I'm kind of building out the skeleton, as it were, because my youngest daughter this morning decided she wanted to try and help me. And obviously, being that I am a little anxious because this is the biggest build I've ever done. I kind of want to do it my way, but I just want to point out how easy I have made this. So we're going to fly over here, and here she is right now building out this section. Oh, I need to cancel my momentum. And it looks okay. There are some areas I'll have to touch up, but that is okay because now I've got two of us working on this mountain. And it looks great. She's being able to follow exactly the pattern that I kind of was. The only thing, like I said, that she's doing that's not exactly what I want is leaving those little one block gaps. But that's okay. Again, easy fix. The fact that she was able to do all of this without too much trouble is just amazing. So I'm going to continue on doing all of the skeletal rings going down. The downside to this is right now it is taking me this ring that I'm on right now. When I started, I had almost a full inventory of stone. So this is one full inventory of stone just going around the perimeter. Which means that, let's see, I really haven't counted. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. So 5. So 5 rings. So I'll need 15 shulker boxes full of stone just to finish the rings that I have done now. And I would guess that I've got at least 10 more to go. So 45 shulker boxes full of stone is probably what I'm going to need to get this all done. And right now, I have this and these 2 shulker boxes. That's all the stone I have to do this. So that's kind of why I switched up from going layer to layer to trying to get the skeleton in, because I think once the skeleton's in, it's going to look a lot nicer, and I'll be able to kind of decide what I want to do with this layer, because this layer is where the lake is going to be, or one layer down is where the lake is going to be, and where I'm going to start building out the interior of this dome, or whole cave, I guess. So we'll see how that goes as the day progresses. Now, the other thing I want to show off is that I've kind of come up with an idea, or an idea in my head of what I want to do with over here. So I'm thinking that I can turn this, because it doesn't match the other side, instead of tearing it all down and redoing it again. What I'm going to do is heavily terraform this side to make it kind of more green and luscious, and do something over here. Maybe even have a lava fall going down. Now over here where it is extremely flat, it also kind of helps because this is in the taiga. So what I'm thinking of doing is making this more of like an ice. Putting a bunch of ice down here and maybe terraforming down here to have it make it look like ice, and having the stream run off into, I think the closest river is over here. We've got to be in a boat. Well, that's unique. But having the stream kind of run off this way so it makes it look like this was a giant part of the, or giant glacier that had slipped off and is now just feeding this river and feeding into the ocean. That's my thoughts, at least. But now I've got to do, like I said, slow falling is weird. Do the next layer, because that will be the layer that I kind of base this lake off of, and or the waterfall that is feeding the lake, and this will be the ground level for the city that I want to build in here, which I'm honestly surprised I managed to get it as massive as I have, although it's going to take a lot of stone to kind of fill in all these gaps and make it all look nice. But that's why I'm doing this, just to kind of see what I'm capable of. And let's just get real quick before I continue on working, especially since I got slow falling. We're just gonna get a quick peek of what this looks like. I'm not even in the thing. I don't know where my rockets are. I was close. I don't know why I didn't keep my. There we go. All right. Yeah, so right there, the mountain is looking massive as it is. And the one thing I want to point out, and it's kind of hard to point out, but right through here is kind of where that. Oop, I took another. Nope, not the button I want to hit. There we go. Right through here is kind of that little gap I want to leave between the mountains, kind of saying that the river started there and then eventually just kind of eroded its way back until it was into that little cave right there. But this thing is going to look so cool once it's all said and done. It's just going to take me quite a long time to do. So, all right. So I've gotten the layer done that I'm going to start building out the bottom of the cave on. We're going to fly in here. So this layer right here is going to be the bottom of the cave. And I think I'm going to wrap it around with moss, because that is one of the few readily and quickly available items that I can get a ton of very quickly. And then I think I've had a good idea. What I want to do is kind of close off this and start running it down. Well, where this lake is, I want to have it kind of drain as well into this area at some point. But I'm going to do that through a cave and not like this where I'm, you know, I want to cut out this part because this is probably about half of the stone I'm using. And in fairness, I just did that last layer with this full shulker box and I've only used half. So it's not as bad. So I probably don't need 45 layers or 45 boxes full. It's still going to be a lot. I would guess I'd need about 30,000 or 30,000, 30 shulker boxes full of stone to completely finish this. But it is coming along. I think the thing I'm going to do next, though, is definitely fill in this with the moss blocks so I can start getting an idea of how I'm going to do the lake in here and how I'm going to do the cave going out. But that's the update for now. All right, so in order to get all those moss blocks, I have a few, but I would imagine I'm going to need at least, and I'm going to over prepare just because, but I'm probably going to need 8 shulker boxes full of moss, and that is probably definitely an over preparation, but you know what? I'm going to do it. And how I'm going to do it is with the little contraption Etho made on Hermitcraft server. I managed to find a tutorial on how to make it, and I think, yeah, it's full of bone meal, and it's going to be loud. But yeah, this gathers up a ton of moss in an extremely quick manner. So I'm just going to let this run here for a little bit and collect up all those boxes full of moss. All right, so I've gotten all of the moss blocks. It only took about 45-ish minutes. Granted, I had some in storage to begin with. But as I started placing them, I realized I need to make the outline of the lake first. And I think what I'm going to do, I just had this thought, if I do the lake like out this way, I want to kind of have the secondary river coming down and kind of carving its own path through the mountain and then following down somewhere and making its way out. That way I can have bridges over the river and all that and just make it look really good. That is a very sparkly skeleton. So I'm gonna go get some stuff to make out the lake perimeter, I guess it was, or I guess it will be, and we'll go from there. All right, welcome back next to my nice cozy slime farm. The reason I'm down here is I had to collect some more stone because I really want to see what the oh, I can't get up there. Can't do that either. There we go. I finished doing the base of the cave here. We'll just fly over here real quick just so I can kind of show you what it looks like. So that is going to be the base of the cave inside of this mountain. And what I want to do now is fill in all of the backs. And I don't think this is going to take too much stone. It's still going to be a lot, but it's not going to be a massive amount. And I've got 3 more chests down there. I way overestimated on the moss. I only used 4.5 shulker boxes, which was still a lot, don't get me wrong. And it took me a couple hours to get this all filled in. But that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to do this outer ring, and I'm going to do this lake. Yeah, I should be able to do this lake tonight. Because I just want to see what it looks like once this whole inner thing is done. And then I just have to worry about filling in and going all the way to the ground for the bottoms, or the outer ring. And then this mountain is as good as done. So I'll catch up with you as soon as I'm done with all of this. All right, so I worked most of last night until my hands started hurting and decided to call it at that. But I have finished both the interior, the floor, and I did the cave walls. Now I am quite happy with how these came out for the most part. There's still a few areas like right there that's I kind of messed up on, but that's okay. But I have this whole area encased in stone now. And it gives a good grasp of how this is going to look like once I come in and start being able to terraform all of this. Like I said, I have some plans for this that I want to do, but I didn't get around to making the lake down here, which partly because I ran out of stone and partly because I just was tired. So yeah, this is coming along so well. I'm so happy with it. I can't wait till I get the rest of it finished. But for now, I'm going to do what I said I was going to do, and I'm going to work on that little sorter that I said I was going to make. And I have a little space right over here that I was clearing out for it. So I'm gonna tinker around with that for a few minutes and see where I get. All right, so I've got all of the supplies ready, and I want to show you kind of my thoughts on this. So I want every hopper to have at least one set of rockets, because rockets I think are going to be the one that goes the fastest. So everyone has a set of rockets, and we're going to do the same with the carrots. We want every hopper to stock the carrots. There we go. That should be all of them. That way, when it gets time to it, this box is going to get filled at 4 times speed with rockets, carrots, and probably arrows. We'll do arrows as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we only need 4. So we're going to maybe not all of them because I don't foresee arrows going that quick. So we'll do 3 with arrows. And then we have, let's not get the rockets. We want the moss, torches, ender pearls, and scaffolding. Now, I know this is kind of a random assortment, but this is kind of the survive box, if you will. Like if you're going, the reason I am envisioning and doing this one first, even though the redstone one would probably be easier because that's the first one I did and kind of set this up for. This one comes in useful because I ran into this exact problem when I was in the end trying to get shulker shells. I had 3 boxes, one with rockets, one with carrots, one with arrows, and I could have compressed that all down into one box and still had things like torches, scaffolding, the moss, stuff like that. So moss we're just going to put in one, ender pearls we're just going to put it in one, and torches we're going to put in 2, and that should be it, right? Because yeah, that's the other problem with this box is it only has 7 items, and this is kind of designed for 20 different items. So I have to fill up the rest of these with, and I'm going to assume I'm just going to do rockets. Because I think rockets are going to be the bigger one to be used. And this has rockets. You know what? We'll throw arrows in here as well. And we'll throw extra golden carrots. That's fine. So now the other task we have is, I did not make nearly enough rockets for this, but we want to have each one of these have a space for rockets for refilling, so that it doesn't immediately drain the hopper, because I don't want to have to, fight the hopper. I want these to be able to be filled a couple times without, and thinking about it, that's what? 9 rockets. So if each of these are going once, it'll be able to be filled a couple times without issue, I think. And we'll start throwing some rockets in here, at least to test. I need to create or craft some more here real quick. Next up is we're going to do the scaffolding, which was, and I need to get this out of my hand. Not that one, not that one, not that one. It's the back one. It's not the back one. Where's the scaffolding? Did I forget? I forgot. That's good to know. So I will take carrots out of this one and put scaffolding. And in fact, what I can probably do is take out one of these rockets and fill it with scaffolding as well. And we'll just fill that up. Same with the other one. Just kind of fill it up at least somewhat. We'll grab the ender pearls, which was, it's going to be the last one I click on. Yep. This one. So we're going to throw the ender pearls in here. We'll do 2 stacks or 2 rows. I'm going to get these filled out and then I'll be right back. All right, so I've got all the chests filled up with everything. I'm going to take away these redstone blocks because I don't think they... The only reason I locked the hoppers was just so stuff didn't flow in just on the off chance. Not that it would, because I had a stone block there. But, I don't know why I did that. So we are going to test this box out. Now, this is the reference box. So this box would sit like right there as this is what the box needs to look like before you throw it in. So my box right here is very identical. And then we would just throw this in, and it should immediately start filling up. Now, this is going to take a few minutes, but the reason I'm doing this is because I like to have stuff a bit on the organized side. And just the thought of, being able to throw my box into a machine, let it fill back up to where it needs to be without having to worry about it or doing anything like that, and just maintaining the machine every once in a while would be amazing. So we're going to sit here for just a second and see exactly how long this takes. It hasn't been too long too far, and we're already almost done with the rockets. But this isn't designed to, completely refill the box every single time. That's not the necessarily the goal. The goal is, after going to the nether or to the end or just out exploring, and you needed to top up on some supplies that you had, this is what will do it. So it's not going to be you've used everything and you need to completely refill. This is more of a just top up what you've used and get back out and start working again. That's kind of the whole goal of it. And so far, it's not been too long. Probably about a minute and a half right now, a little less. It's gonna slow down once we get done with the carrots, I think. Now there is ways to potentially make it even faster. So now it's split up, so it's doing the arrows and the torches. I think the torches are just on one little module there. I'm just kind of curious because I'm keeping an eye on the time here, how long this is going to take. Because the torches and the arrows look like they'll finish about the same time, which makes sense. There's 3 stacks of arrows separately and 1 stack of torches. And then it's going to really slow down with the scaffolding. There's 2 slots. The ender pearls will be fast. So the probably the longest wait is going to be just the moss blocks. Okay, we've got 2 slots filling the scaffolding and just 1 doing the. So this fills it up relatively fast. I would have to say, just guessing on the time frame, probably about 2 minutes to completely fill the box, which isn't bad. Like I said, it is done. And we've used, it's enough to fill a complete box empty. Maybe. Oh, this one didn't even do torches. I was probably stuck on something else. That's why I didn't do torches. So I may have to shuffle things around, but it did exactly what I wanted it to do. Now I can take this box and throw it in here, and I have a full stack of stuff. And then when I need to refill, I just chuck it in there, get everything I need. I'll only have to service these back modules here every once in a while. And I will get this designed up and looking nice and get the rest of the boxes done. But that's going to have to wait till later on this week, if not this weekend. I've got other stuff I want to do, like continuing to work on the mountain. So until then, thank you for watching. Hope you have a good day.